live from Las Vegas, Sin City, Nevada. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Trading Floor with your humble host, Jeremy Alexander Newsom, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. What is going on, my beautiful friends, team and family, fans and followers from around the globe? How's everyone doing? We got ourselves a majestically, marvelously magical Monday. It is in the building. All right. So, Brandon says, good afternoon, fantastic Monday. Sammy says, put it all on red. I do have a roulette strategy, and I'll be testing it out again tonight. Bob, what's up? Emily, how's it going? Edward Lynn says, afternoon, sir. Afternoon. Hope all is going grandiose. All right. So realistically, here's kind of what I'm thinking. Terry says, Jan, do you play poker? I do. Yeah, I'm not amazing at it, but I'll say this. The only thing I can do in poker is I know what cards are what. That's literally it. I can't read people. I have no idea how to bet properly. Like, I'll play, and that's it. That's all I can do. I can just read I know it. Oh, wow, I have a full house. Like, I'll know that. Not that I've ever said those words before, but not that I've ever said, wow, I have a full house. I've never actually said that out loud. I can dream it. Yeah, man. SPY. I mean, realistically, my opinion, this is probably the strongest candle close we could have had today, and we got it. I think we're going to slowly continue climbing from here, climbing higher from here. It just makes sense to me. I'm, again, not saying it will happen, just saying it could / might. And mostly because we talked about Friday as like a worst case scenario, black swan event. It shouldn't have really happened. We should have had a small pullback on Friday, but not quite as large. It was a Trump getting COVID situation. We gapped down, we retested, we held strong. And I mentioned if we took out that on Monday, like if he died over the weekend or something, or got really, really sick, that it would be absolutely horrible. And we would just tank, obviously. But he didn't. All seems to be okay for now. I'm not saying it can't happen. I don't think it'll be a good thing for anyone to die ever of anything. But in this particular situation, just looking at the candles, I actually love this close. This is a Morningstar reversal. This is an immaculate close. Today is a retest gap. We probably will retest over the next 2 or 3 days, but higher we go. So if you got bullish positions, hang on to them for a bit. And just as a reminder, type in a 9. If you remember me saying, if we make new all-time highs or similar highs again in October, I'm going to go into all cash again. So can I get a few 9s, please? All right, because I'll do it again, especially if it's before the election, okay? I'll do it again. So why not? I mean, it'll be the 3rd time. Round number 3 and round 1 and 2 both worked really well. So we'll see if round 3 works equally as good. But anyway, that's what I got on the broader markets. Here's the Qs. Qs, great candle, great gap, good close. Obviously, if we take out the high, we're just going to keep on just grinding higher. In general, all looks bullish to me. Again, we could have a crazy bear day at any point in time. I'm not saying that won't happen, but it's going to need some type of really random event. It's going to need something really, really strange to happen, like Trump getting COVID. So, you know, if something really strange happens, some super odd out of nowhere announcement, I will keep my SPXX shares. I only have 600. It's a really, really small position. Super, super tiny on SPXX, just to have them as a protection, just in case. So I don't have any puts this time because volatility is going to be really weird. It's going to be kind of hard to manage. I'm just going to have some shares of this. So I don't have any long puts. I just have a small hedge on this guy. And if we do one of these things, I'll probably keep them until like 4-ish. And I'll lose an R and a half, which is fine. You know, so if that happens, if we just keep going higher in the market, great. I just want to let you all know that this is what I'll be hedging with. SPSX, and I know it just goes down as the market goes higher. I realize that, and I do think the market's going to go higher, so it's just a hedge. All right, so that's how I'm hedging. And hedging meaning if the market goes down, this will go up. It's just a small position that will likely be red if the market absolutely tanks, and it would be a very small red, be a very small winning position. It just wouldn't be a massive loser. Type into 2 if you guys have any questions or understand that. If you have any questions on that, I'll pause for just a moment. I'm not doing it with puts and calls because I think that it's just going to be really, the reason I'm not hedging with long puts right now in the markets, at least at this exact moment in time, is I just feel like we're going to kind of be all over the place. You know, Nancy Pelosi could come out and say something, boom. Biden comes out, says something, boom. Trump comes out, says something, boom. VPs, you know, Elizabeth, boom. All these random gaps could happen overnight just because we're going to get into a political season and it's going to be really hard to time. Also, I do hedge with futures, right? So again, you can be, as you progress in your trading career, you'll have the ability to also hedge overnight with future trades as well. And again, folks, if you're newer here, just ask any question you have. I'm not on a silver pedestal. I'm happy to answer any question you guys need. Jacob says, do you plan on selling most of your positions before the election? So talked about that about 2 minutes ago, Jacob, and mentioned if we do make new all-time highs or relative highs before the elections, then yes, I will sell everything again. So I won't be insanely cautious during the election, right? I won't be like, oh no, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to be super cautious, but I will be, the higher we go, the more I'll be selling. Chief, so as mentioned on SPSX, if it goes down to $4, I will sell it. Jeff says, are you hedging volatility at all? Not tons. I don't really have a lot of option sales right now, and I don't own any volatility, so I don't own any positions on the VIX. Not a bad position if you're going to play it, but I don't have any VIX calls to answer your question. So I don't have any VIX calls. We are low on volatility, so volatility is not intrinsically high right now. It's just kind of average, slightly higher than normal because normal is around 15 to 16. So we're a little higher than average, but it's not bad. But yeah, if we start, I mean, I would say if the VIX takes out these candles, these two wicked pair bear candles, I could buy some VIX calls just in case, have some volatility plays that way. But I don't have tons of option sales. A lot of the option trades that I'm doing, I have some debit spreads against my leaps. So there's a little, very, very small hedge that way. And I'm also just not in a lot. I'm still in 50% cash and just kind of riding the positions that we do have and day trading like a phenom. So day trades have been really fun. And yeah, it's going to be fun for the next month. Let's see what happens. And honestly, the election stuff could drag out until mid-November anyway. So Edward says, how'd you do today on day trades? Did well. Played Exxon Mobil, just set it and forget it, and won about 0.8 on that. Played Micron with Dan in some other accounts, but it was good, man. Yep. Chief says, if the SPSX goes up, at what point do you sell? That I'm not sure about yet, because that could go as high as the market crashes. So I'm really not sure. If he goes up to like up here somewhere, I mean, the market would be pretty good buying spot. So let's say 8, Chief. If it went up to around 8-ish, but I really don't expect it to do that. I don't expect the market to drop that big. But if they do, I mean, I'm fine with it. So yeah, that's kind of my plan on that. Yep. Good question, team. Great question. All right, let's go and look at some individual stocks and see if we're going to set up some swing trades. Farfetch Limited has another inside candle. So that's looking really, really clean. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for a close above this day. And when I get a close above that day, I'll set up a limit buy on the very next day. If you requested this trade and you want to get in simply with a close at close, you definitely can. So I'll keep an eye on it. It looks good. I like it. Pablo's already in, which makes sense to me. So I'll just kind of keep an eye on this one. It does not look bad at all. It doesn't. So let's go look at Wednesday FTCH. Okay, next on the list is Tupperware, TUP. Tupperware, you do have some wicked pair of candles yesterday. So this is kind of what I'm expecting it to potentially do. The reason is because we haven't really hit the 50 yet. And again, it's Tupperware. It's just really, it's really high. It seems like it is up there. There was some moving average that we were battling. What moving average is that? Oh yeah, the 50. So we have some moving averages in the way. I do like the trade. I'm just going to give it a day or two because remember, team, you can miss trades. It's all right to miss. It's all right to miss stuff. As I review these trades, I don't expect you, and nor could you be in everything that I look at. Right? You can't be. You don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. We collectively don't have enough money. If all of you guys gave me every dollar you guys owned, and I was a hedge fund trader, and I owned a hedge fund, I still couldn't be in everything with all of your guys' money. So don't want to be in all of that. Joseph says, I want to be in it so bad. Yep. It's a natural inclination, man. Very, very natural to want to be in everything. So just be in a few positions. I mean, most of my accounts right now, they have 11 positions or less. So, yep. RMBL. Joseph says, I have 3. Nice. This one was a solid miss on my part. I say miss because this one definitely came up on one of my hammer scans that I talk about in the Grow Your Net Worth in 2 Hours a Week program that we have. And perfect insight count. I mean, would have triggered it on that day. And again, I most likely would have exited yesterday anyway. But it's a really, really good hammer. Nice find. And the weekly chart looks pretty. Look at that. All the moving averages are starting to cross up. This is the monthly chart. So we have some like pennant pattern consolidation. This is one to probably keep your eyes on, either as a day trade and or a swing trade. You got some really good volume here. Gap is never filled. It's an okay sign. The average volume is kind of poor. So it's okay for a swing. You know, there's enough shares to get in and get out, but it's moved without us. So high fives all around. If you are in, I am not. Limonada. Now, I realized that I canceled some of our swing trades because of the whole Trump thing. And some of them would have filled. Some of them would have worked. I can respect that. I just figured since we had time to, we might as well have done it. So what I think on Lemonade is I do think it's worth setting up this trade as a possibility to buy a pullback. And again, you know, I can cancel this trade if I need to. Just looking for a pullback into 51.59 by 56. Sorry, 51.59 by 46.49. And buying this one mostly because it broke the new IPO low. And you're getting some potential reversal signals, and this will just be a buy low, sell high. Maybe it works. Ever had one of those? The good old buy low, sell high. Maybe it works. Hashtag AYX. All right. New official swing trade on LMND. Again. Doug says thoughts on SPR. Yawn City. I'll review Thursday. Okay, so Thursday, SPR. Okay, so Lemonade, again, we did have a setup on this one, and I did cancel it, and it would have filled, and we would have been up on it, and all those fun things. I get it. Just figured we would cancel, just as a sheer, I have no idea what's going to happen. So this was our original trade. If you did leave it open, just so we can review it, what it would have looked like. So 50.16 is where we're getting in last. Oops, is that the wrong one? Yeah, how did I click on the wrong one? 50.16 by 47.26 was the last one. Apparently I just copied the wrong one in there. Oh yeah, I did. I copied it twice. There you go, Newsom. Way to fail, dude. Way to fail. Couldn't even copy the thing over correctly. It's just copy and paste, man. Anyway, I'm sure I could go track it down if I really need to. All right, so today, the 5th of October already. Oh boy. I've been a 4 if you're already up for the month. Oh, wow. That many people? Dang, you guys are making me look bad. I'm up a little bit, but whoa. Really? Like half the chat is already up? Wow. Good for you. Pablo says AOX is made by month already. Yeah, man. And our options haven't even sold yet. That's what's cool. Options haven't even sold. 51.59. Yeah, this is a much more conservative trade than our first one, 46.49. So we were going to get in at 50.16 by 47. Yeah, it's just a better trade. The first one's just a better one. Sammy's already in that one. Very cool, Sammy. Very, very cool. I canceled it because I was chicken, man. Just scared. All right, so that's lemonade. All right. Some of you are trying to make me feel better. It's not working, Edward. Ron says 2R on NVIDIA, bull call in 2 days, AKA Newsom style. Nice, Ron. I think NVIDIA's on this list for today. The reason I asked about who's all profitable for the month already, and I got answers from Robert, Albert, John, Joseph, Lucian, Peter, Bill, Hector, Chris, Steven, Sochi, Victor, Hunglao, Pablito, Ron, Jason, Steph, Michael, David, Yates, Donna, Terry, Brandon, Jacob, Amy, Alex, Edward, and Nathaniel, is because if you're already up, you better end profitable. That's the way this works. If you start off the month profitable, the only reason to end the month unprofitable is something really, 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 really weird in the market happens, like a COVID, right? Hashtag March 2020, or you just totally did everything wrong. So Ron says, I'm up a cheeseburger and maybe some fries. That's all right, man. You'll get the milkshake too by the end of the week. The milkshake's coming. All right, Apple. So again, the pyramid in on Apple, at least we got the first pyramid. Most traders on most stocks got their first and or second pyramids in September. Most of you didn't get the third or fourth. And I'm in that same boat. That's why I'm in 50% cash. If we went all the way down to the fourth pyramid, I would be 130% in the market. So I love the chart on Apple. I love the close. I know a lot of you have positions in it all across the board. And obviously you just need a close above October 1st for it to be even better. So keep waiting. And I don't know if this is the case. Someone told me once before that I'm okay at spotting double bottoms. That's a double bottom that looks like a neckline retest. This could get fun. So again, if we have some really strong moves on Apple and the rest of the market, let's say we're just really screaming and Apple gets back up to 130 or something ridiculous like that, late October, go into cash, selling it, locking it in. And again, expect some weirdness. I mean, we could wake up and we'll have 1 to 2% down and up days are going to be potentially normal in October as we get closer and closer to elections. Maybe. The whole market, what's the market going to do if we go into elections and the ballots need recounting and stuff like that and all that kind of good stuff. The market will probably drop a little bit because markets hate uncertainty. So I'd have to go back and look at Gore Bush 2004 to really see what the market did then. I mean, we can. I have a time machine. Let's see what Apple did. Gore Bush 2004 November. Was it 2000? Okay, sorry. I was like 12. Florida messed it up. All right. Wow. Yeah, it wasn't good. At least not for Apple. Now, granted, it was the tech bubble, but check out November on Apple. I mean, it just absolutely got roadhoused. Edward says, so cash out by end of October, buy the dip in November, have a great Christmas. Yeah, the higher we go, the more likely that's going to happen. Yep. Jacob says, was that gap from the election? No, not back then. That was from something else, but we did go lower during the recount. I remember that. That's one of my like first political things that I remember as a kid. The 2000 recount, even though I didn't fully know what was going on. Okay, overstock. A few of you are in this one with all kinds of different things. So I would say just stay in it. This is an inside candle. Guess who's going to watch this one tomorrow for a day trade? Newsom in the building, waking up bright and early tomorrow. And not that I didn't wake up early today, just I'll be waking up earlier tomorrow. I woke up at like 5:58 a.m. this morning. It's pretty good. So overstock, I don't know, guys. I like this one. It looks good. Doesn't look bad. Good close. Got some people within shares. Terry says, are you in Vegas? Yes, sir. Jay says, I'm in heavy in overstock. I love it. All right. Cool. Yeah, I like the overall trend. I mean, moving average looked good. Pablo says this was $2 in March. Dude, I literally 253. 253. I mean, how dumb? It was at 120. I mean, the stock of the year, I think. Can someone figure that out? From March till September, I think this was the stock of the year. Pablo says, can you imagine having in the money calls regular August back in March? No. I mean, you would have Pablo money. Pablo Escobar. Yeah, it'd be nice. So very cool stuff, but I mean, hey, it had a very good pullback. I get it. So it pulled back 50%. Pablo says with 100,000, you'd be a billionaire. That is correct. Isn't that cool how the market works? Does anyone else just like get excited about that sometimes? Where else can you be a billionaire with $100,000 in weeks? Because then the question is, would you have held? I mean, really, Pablo, you know, right here, you're worth 100 million. You're going to hold to $1 billion? I mean, come on. But it's still cool to know that it works. Stock market, greatest market, ladies and gentlemen. You all know this. I love real estate. Big real estate fan. Love real estate. But the stock market is better. All right. So overstock, if you're in it, stay in it. WYNN, I was here not too long ago. But not too long ago, I mean hours ago. WYNN. Let's see if she can double bottom down. This is a really good spot to be in. Yeah, I probably should get into WYNN over here. I mean, I'm here. I definitely know how this place makes money. I mean, they rack it in. Even though their roulette tables are garbage. Full disclosure. Don't go to WYNN to play roulette. The roulette tables are from like 1943. This is nice. I like this little double bottom looking pattern, don't you guys? Plus, I mean, we know the stock's going to recover. It's at a good support. It's one of those risk rewards that just makes sense. Type in a 4 if that's the most obvious support of all time. I need to see 100 4s. There's 100 people here, so give me 100 4s. This is the most obvious support of all time. Whenever something like this happens, you don't want to put your stop exactly at that support level. In fact, you normally want to put an entry there. This is what I refer to as a pocket of liquidity. I haven't made that video yet, but there's a support. You probably want to buy a little bit down here too, and maybe add just a little bit more here, and then definitely have either a stop loss or protective put if it breaks that price. but your risk reward can be really nice. And you can kind of pyramid in a little bit at these prices. Now, if you just bought at this most obvious support level of all time, good for you. Tara did that. She bought at 70.59. Good job, Tara. I should call you tearing up the charts. That should be your nickname. Yeah, so that could be some areas of which you also buy. And then you could start slowly tiptoeing in here. This could really be a weekly options newsletter. If it holds between tomorrow and today, I will make this a weekly options newsletter play. I really like the move, and I like a potential breakout. Weekly options. Virgin Galactic, by the way. Oh my goodness. Is that on the list for today? Let me ask my assistant. Yes, it is. It's coming up. Okay, good. So WYNN, we're going to keep an eye on that one, see what it does, and watch it closely. Magosely. It's down at some interesting levels. Nordstrom. So Nordstrom with the interesting gap today. You know it's a bullish market when Nordstrom's up 4%. And this thing just, type in a 7 if you can see the trap. Look at that trap for all my 7 typers. Just barely taking out that support, and then boop, nice little double bottom. The Nordstrom. Obviously, this will be a very quick swing trade. It looks good. I haven't planned it for 18 hours. Let me start looking around at it and see what I can do. Let the planning begin. Is this a trying to call the bottom trade? What do you guys think? Yes or no? Am I trying to call the bottom? Absolutely. Yep. That's what this is called. Trying to pick the bottom on a just absolute ski slope downtrend. Look at this thing. Meow. But I mean, you know, quick little in and out. If we can make $1.50 per share, let's do it. So let the planning begin on Nordstrom, and we'll come back to that tomorrow. Jacob says, is it at a reasonable support? No, not really. Other than it just taking out this little guy right here, just barely trapping everybody. Other than that, I like it because it's a wicked pair candle and a double bottom. And that's it. I'll literally look for this. Boom, boom, I'm out. Awesome. That'll be it on Nordstrom. Best case, you know, there's obviously some worst case scenarios. Whew. Virgin Galactic. I mean, it's almost like we've seen this pattern before. I wish we could have known just a few days ago on Virgin Galactic to be looking for a pattern like this in July. But there's no way we would have known that. That would have required a time traveling genie, and no one has one of those. So on Virgin Galactic, keep your eyes on this one continuously. And it's a beautiful pullback. It's a great gap. It's a great retest. It's a good volume. It's a good pattern. It's a good location. It's a good candle. It's a good gap today. What more do you want? Do you watch them for this one to start? Rocket ship. And obviously, the stock is going to go up farther than anything else that it's building. We all know that. But in the meantime, we can always make money. You know, I'm game for a quick in and out. Trade up to 25. I mean, someone told me that's almost $4 a share. Joseph says speculation cash. Exactly. Exactly. Type in a 9 if you guys have seen me speculate on a position before, make cash and just move on. Sometimes it's just patterns, just like see the patterns move on. I don't like this company like specifically longer term. Graham, that's coming up. All right, so that is Virgin Galactic. Let's see what's going to happen. Mike says someone just gave it a price target of 35 bucks. Cool, cool. It's a great level, man. Definitely a lot of area. I mean, that gap on a weekly chart is dirty. About to get dirty. So yeah, continue to keep your eyes on this one. Oh, show. All right, next on the list. I gotta speed up. EQOS. Ugh. No idea what that is, but don't buy it. If you want to buy it, I'll give you my address and you can just send me your money. Next on the list is ROKU, ROKU. Nice trend on ROKU. Look at that, 204.16. 6 white candles in a row. Beautimous. Type in a 7 if you have bullish positions in ROKU. I'm not typing in 7. I have sold all mine. I have no positions. Unglau does, Pam does, Scott McKay does, Sochi does, Amy sold them, Graham has them, Albert has them. Me and Edward are out. Sybil also sold them. Yates also sold his. Yeah, that's okay. Pam says I sold enough to play with house money. Whoo, Pam, you're on fire. Edward says I sold at 180. Yeah, man. I sold at 183.76. Why did I not get back in over here? Did you want to fill me in on that one, Ed? Oh, you got back in. Good for you. So you got back in and then resold. Good. Well, hey, awesome job. High fives all around. Why did I get over here? I don't know. Don't know. Gonna have to ask my accountant that one. Like, it's obvious, right, to place your entry at this area. Yates, Craig wants to blame it on Yellowstone. That would be nice if I could blame it on that. I was fully able to buy stuff at that day. September 4th. Anyway. Good job for those who are in. Stay in. Stay in. Now, there's a rumor out there floating around about ROKU that it's going to still be on the stock market next week. And if that's the case, I'll probably be able to buy it on a pullback at some point in time. I like it. I'm a fan. Long-term, great company. This one was in our advanced class that we talked about, and I hope a lot of players, traders, investors made some money on ROKU. Okay, Tesla machine. Inside candle. I did buy more on Thursday, got punched in the kneecap on Friday, and then, it's hanging out. So what I think at this point, inside candle, nice volume. Cool. Let's just keep waiting on Tesla. I think Tesla's going to trade sideways for a few days, maybe down a little bit. I think it's just going to hang out. But it isn't a nice consolidation phase. It really is beautiful. I love this candle. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. Tesla closes above 460 at any point in time between now and earnings. No clue what it's going to do. Couldn't tell you. No idea how high it'll go. Couldn't tell you. But after earnings, if it gaps up above 460, it'll go to 560, but question to be a win. So we'll see as time progresses. Most of you have bought back your put sales. And now there's a little bit of a waiting game on Tesla. So just hang tight and let's see what it does. All right, JP Morgan. Morgan. This is a great gap on JP Morgan. Of the banks, if you're buying banks, this is the best one. I mean, I would say best one as far as balance sheet, arguably, weekly chart. I mean, look at this trap on a weekly. That is brilliant. 200 simple moving average getting punched in the face. Yeah, I have no position in any banks, and it's hard to do so. However, if you're buying a bank, again, I'll repeat it, this is the best one. Here's your trend. It's established. Buy pullbacks, longer term bull put spreads. I would play volatility plays on JP Morgan. So selling bull put spreads, selling bear call spreads. If you're in shares, selling covered calls. If you want to own shares, selling some puts. Selling the volatility is probably one of the better ways to play JP Morgan. Just let it consolidate for a while. And if you're in shares and it's still paying a dividend, then you're just doing covered calls, buying protected puts, you're hedging with options like a boss. And that's really good on JP Morgan and Morgan. Square, whew, unyieldingly bullish. Look at this gap today. Wow. Square. I mean, spectacular. And ready for this? I set this one up there by there and didn't get it. I think everyone did that though. I think everyone did that. Craig says, is it a good time to sell covered calls on Square? Yep. Yes, it is. New all-time high, 3 white candles in a row. Due 230. December. Covered calls. That way you don't have to really worry about it for 2 months. You sit back and let it do its thing. If it goes up to 230, you're not going to cry about it. And if it doesn't, then you'll still be in shares. So there you go. Square. Long and strong. Workhorse. So I don't have any position in Workhorse. It's an inside candle 2-day pennant pattern today. I know my buddy Varian really likes to play these since we talked about it in depth during the Nashville trading retreat. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, K-Dog says, can we call them naked? Can we call them naked on JP Morgan? Sell naked calls on JP Morgan? I wouldn't personally. If you're going to sell anything naked on JP Morgan, sell puts. So you can sell naked puts and bear call spreads, but I wouldn't sell it. Not with Trump potentially. I mean, there is a chance he's going to get reelected. It's not zero. So when he got elected the first time, JP Morgan did what I refer to as go straight up. So yes, I would not personally suggest selling naked calls on JP Morgan relatively ever, but especially before elections. But if you want to sell something naked, sell puts. And Jacob, if you want to get more information on selling options naked, go to reallifetrading.com, click on this little tab right here and watch the very first video. It is free. So anytime you want to watch it, it's all yours. I talk a lot about options in that course. If you guys want to learn about options, this is where you want to go. Amy says, I heard there's a book about naked options as well. There is. Thank you for reminding me. If you do like selling naked calls, there are a time and a place for it. There's another book called Naked Trader, but it's about something else, ironically enough. Mine doesn't even come up on Google. Man, I got to figure that out. Anyway, this is what it is right here. If you do like option selling, feel free to check it out. It's a good book. It's kind of funny. I like it. All right. Oh, man. Leah says, I had none. No. Brett says, has anyone experienced doing 1-2 ratio volatility spreads with calls? If so, could you message me out a few questions? Message away. All right. So Workhorse, trend is long. I don't have any position in this one. Still would absolutely love a pullback into the 50 EMA at some point. It hasn't done that since June. That's what I would wait for if I'm really going to be throwing some positions at some positions. This is where I would position that position. Otherwise, I'll just wait on Workhorse. I don't mind missing this one. You guys are welcome to make tons of money with that, and I'm just going to be on the sidelines because I can't be in everything, I guess. I am in PayPal, though. Whoop, whoop. PayPal. Look at that close. Yeah, that's a nice close. I am in PayPal. I will hold over earnings. I don't think they're going to crush it like they did necessarily the last 2 earnings, but I don't think it's going to go down a lot. You know, other research I've done, I really think that DocuSign is in this pattern right here. So what is that? 20. Okay, so if I wait, it's a year. have to wait 1.5 years for DocuSign to really move. I think it's in the same pattern. All right. Anyway, I digress. PayPal, super strong trend. I am in some call options on it. Let's see what it does. If you like PayPal, use PayPal, want to be in PayPal, PayPal is fun. Okay, next on the list is Spotify. And did I mention that Spotify was strong today? I don't remember if I like typed it into the chat pane somewhere. I feel like I might have. Triggering one of the most bullish candlestick patterns of all time, in my opinion. Who's the first one to get this one right? This is a rarity. You'd have to read some books and be around for a little bit to know this pattern. You have to be in the Newsome trading game for a while. John Thaxton, getting it. My boy, Johnny boy. By the way, John, I need to text you. I got a real estate thing you might be interested in. Battalion of Soldiers. John says, such a cool name. Yeah, that's what this one is. Battalion of Soldiers, 1 white soldier followed by a 1 black crow followed by a 1 white soldier that triggers the first 1 white soldier. Doesn't really get more powerful than that. So I'm expecting Spotify to eventually continue higher. It doesn't have to be up 400% tomorrow. That is a double bottom. That is the bounce off the 100. That is candles. That is good. That is like. That is love. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, I've heard a few of us have some Spotify positioned. And, you know, if it trades back up into here, before elections, I'll probably sell it. We wouldn't be losing on the position. As a lot of you know, one of my rules for long-term options, if I'm up 30% in the first 30 days, I will sell it. Sammy says, would you swing it? I'm in a swing. So the answer to that is yes. I would have to answer, would I swing this trade with yes, since I am in a swing trade on it. Yep, looks good. All kinds of good patterns. You got the perfect candle here back on September 25th. All is good, my man. Now, I'm not saying the stock's absolutely going to go higher. I'm not guaranteeing it. I think it's bullish. I think we all know how Spotify works. I think a lot of us use it, and I think it's the Netflix of music. Okay. Hey, Market Arena. AYX. Yes, yes, yes. AYX. I'll scoot this little drawing down. You got some relative selling post-market. I mean, everyone's trying to sell at 150, that nice round even number. It'll probably fade some tomorrow morning. I know it's, you know, kind of unfortunate for us with options and stuff, but I think if you don't sell at open, you can wait for a pullback and then just hold through the pullback. I am doing limit sells for our options. So here's the way I'm viewing it. I'm in a lot of AYX. Type in a 2 if you guys know that. You should know that. Literally every time I talk about it, I show you, talk about it, give it up. So we have 160 calls. I have 160 calls. I have put sales and I have shares. So AYX is going to be, depending on how we open tomorrow, will be my big win of October. I'm up approximately 19 Rs on AYX. It'll depend on how it opens. But, you know, just adding to it, just a really good spot to buy low, sell high. So the thing is, the leaps that we were buying were around $16-ish. And they're going to open at about $30. So that had a delta of approximately 0.3, I think. So if we do a little bit of math, we can relatively assume that it'll be 30 times 0.3 is 9 plus 16 is about 25 at open. So there you go, Amy. 110 call, just do the exact same math. 110 call is going to be much more in the money. So 110 call, you're going to have a much larger delta, probably of 0.5. So take this number, multiply times 0.5, and there you go. You guys know how deltas work. So that's what I would do. And my personal plan on this one is to do some limit sells at 30, 35, 40, and 45 with my particular call options, which are January 160s. Some of them might hit tomorrow, some of them might not. If none of them hit, that's fine. I'll cry about it later. I'll let it fill the gap down to 120, and then most likely from there we gap up. This is not on earnings. This is a random gap. I think this is a strong thing, and we'll see what happens. Robert says he sold some of his positions at 150. A lot of us have shares of AYX, I hope. And this one could fade a little bit pre-market. You know, it can go down to, I don't know how it's going to open, maybe 138. So it might not be as awesome. But remember, you can buy and sell shares post-market. And yeah. Jeff says, change of CEO. Pablo says 100 shares and 2 leaps. Hey, man, it's not bad. Not bad. I was just adding to it over time, as you guys know. I mean, I got in some, bought and sold, bought and sold, bought and sold. Got out on that day, rebought, added some shares, add some shares, add some shares. So it's a really nice trade. I have them with multiple different accounts. It's not going to be $17 in just one account. It'll be over multiple accounts. Yeah, it'll be like 7 Rs-ish around there in my shorter term account. David says, new CEO announced and raised core 3 revenue. But really, it's just bouncing off the 100 simple on a weekly chart. And for anyone who took my new options course, I don't know if you guys haven't. Most of you here have, but if you didn't, in this class right here, that was one of the trade setups that I gave everyone in class, was buying some AYX based on that volume right here. Biggest volume of the week. It's one of the smallest candles. Good sign to be going long. Anyway, cool deal, folks. Good job on AYX. Nicely done. Way to play. Activision really dropped hard yesterday. Bounced a little bit off the 100 simple. Nothing really to see here other than that. Yeah, it's just consolidating. It's going to consolidate for a while. This is a supply zone. I do have some calls on Activision, $100 January 2022. And I'm just going to bide my time, let it hang out, let it do its thing. So it's in the supply zone. It's going to chop around for a while. I'm not going to stress about it. We'll see what it does over earnings. I wouldn't imagine they'd be bad. And that's really it. So I'm just going to kind of forget that I own AOIX for a few weeks, months. Just kind of let it do its thing. DocuSign. So I do have some calls on DocuSign. I do have some leaps on DOCU long. A few different strike prices, but they're all January 2022. No debit spread on this one. And it just, I know how DocuSign works. I know the price of sales is high, but I really like pretty much everything else about it. You had a perfect retest back in March. You've had a good move. You've had a consolidation. We have consolidated for 4 or 5 months. And we're potentially breaking out of that. I have no qualms with us pulling back to this support, in which case I'll buy some more calls if we do. But generally speaking, I'm playing DocuSign long. I really like the gap. I actually kind of like the close today. And if it gaps up again tomorrow or Wednesday, the strength will continue on DocuSign. So however you want to play it, up to you. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look, I mean, the trend is your friend, and we all know how this company makes money. So could it be at 300 between now and July of next year? I think it has the possibility. Yeah. Okay, YETI, YETI. Don't have any position in YETI, and that's a wow, great gap. Jeez, how many days in a row does it want to clear it with one open? Would I have even played this one? I think so. I think so. I would have done a limit buy here when this candle came in. Yep, I would have gotten filled on this. Limit buy there, stop loss there. Would have gotten filled, wouldn't have moved the stop, would have scared myself a little bit. That candle comes in, would have moved my stop to here. And then wait. This candle comes in, move my stop to there, and then exit everything there for an R. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Yeah, it's a good gap. Nice trend. YETI, they make cups. So if you like cups, I guess buy the dip on YETI. Really, really impressive. Let me FinViz them real quick. I'm still shocked that they're doing as well as they're doing as far as the stock is concerned. Price to earnings, not that that matters, is 62. Price to sales is low. They're still selling almost $1 billion of cups. I would expect the gross margin to be even higher since it's all cups. Matt says it is $100 a cup. Yep. Jack says they make ice chests. So bigger cups is what you're saying, Jack? For boats? Yep, they make cups and they make bigger cups. I'm slightly kidding. I know what YETI does. They have a lot of great things. I'm not disparaging them. I'm just surprised that they're doing as well as they are. I've never had a position in this one because I don't get it. I'm not a YETI fanboy. Apparently I should be, though. Matt says they are cool. I love them, but yeah, man. Well, you better get some shares because this thing is just going higher. Look at this double bottom on a monthly chart. Boop, boop, boop. I mean, I'll say this, buy a share and see if you can get a discount on cups. You know, buy it at 50, sell it at 60, make $10, buy another cup. YETI and Crocs. That is the life that you are describing. Florida. Everyone in Florida, I know, you just described all of them. The trade desk. So I did get into this bull call spread on the trade desk. Buy desks. It's a bullish strategy. I'm in with a call because they were pricey. That was not free. That was not a free trade. Amy says, what was the price point we looked for? I'd have to go check. I don't remember. I got in on this day at the close. So when I close with our resistance. So I bought this one and sold this one. If I remember correctly, I bought this one for 115 and sold this one for 39. Yeah, I think is how I played it. I just did one contract, just one. So we'll see. Risk reward's pretty good. Let's see what she does. Trade desks. I mean, look at the trends. Breakout. Plus we trade with desks. Got to be in that one, right? TWLO, TWLO. Day trade this one like a boss the other day. It was up when everything was down. Made new all-time highs. Buy the pullback. I don't know exactly how far this gap retest, but it won't be far. It could fill, but it might not ever fill. Continue to keep your eyes on TWLO. I don't have any position in this one right now, but I'm going to work on getting into one. Look at the volatility of this thing, team. I mean, this looks like a wave 3, doesn't it? Doesn't that look 3-ish to you? Yep. So I'm just going to wait on a little bit of a pullback. We'll keep an eye on that one. I'll put in the list for Thursday, but I would like to get in on TWLO somehow. All right, I'm gonna speed it up. North Korea. I almost call this one North Korea Cruise Lines. Good thing I didn't call it that. That would have been a real stupid slip up. Oh, that's funny. Norwegian Cruise Lines, not North Korea. It's doing absolutely zero right now. So, believe it or not, my stop loss on those calls is now this. We get below this candle, I'm just going to wash my hands on the trade. And I'm going to continue to play it with some shares. I think the shares have been a lot of fun. And I like the inside candle, waiting for a pop. If it doesn't pop, I'm just going to get out of these calls. And I will lose probably 4.5 hours at this point, maybe a little less. But I will lose on it for sure if I get stopped out. So I'm trying to take the loss. And I can either reposition with longer term different calls at the money or just continue playing my shares. Because the shares I have do not expire. And I'm trading with 6,000 shares. I've been buying and selling them, you know, just back and forth, doing some covered calls. The options are really fun on them. And yeah, I mean, I relatively figure it's going to go higher eventually. So that's Norwegian Cruise Lines. CHWY, got some shares of CHWY, like the trend, like the chart, like the close, 3-day pennant pattern, like the company, be long, stay long, long is good on CHWY. Yep, looks really, really nice. Love it, love it, love it. Nice 3-day pennant pattern. If you want to be in that one, just be in it. Walmart. So a lot of us are in a swing trade on this one, depending on how you played it. Some people got out on Friday, some people are still in. Whatever you did, it wasn't a bad decision. You didn't lose. So it's totally up to you, your P&L, and how you want to position yourself for October. And I don't think anything that Trump or Biden will do or say will affect Walmart. So trend is bullish on Walmart. We're in on an official swing trade. Looks nice. NVIDIA, cruising McCruise Town. How stupid of me for thinking I was going to get to the 50 EMA. So yeah, I guess on whatever pullback you want on NVIDIA, buy it. It's going to go up to 600 next. Incredible how strong that one is. Cannot believe I had $400 October calls. Wow. NVIDIA, rock solid. Joe, never heard of this one. Wow, Joe. Whoa, look at this gap. That is strong. Okay. St. Joe. Buy the pullback. I don't have any position in this one. Never even seen the stock before. But if I would buy it, 23.15, stop at about 20, target 28.44. You're going to want to be in that one for a bit. For that to hit its target, expect a few months at the least, but it does look good. Wix, I was happy to see Wix being up a little bit today. A breakout above 273, and I'll smile a little bit on Wix. I have my limit sell for my options at $36, which is about here. So right around there. If we get up there, my calls should sell. And then I'll just reposition. I'll sell them because I have them bottom low, sell them high, and that'll be that on Wix. So love Wix. I'm in my calls. I'm overstock. I already looked at that. TLRY and then PLL. TLRY. What is TLRY doing? Huh. TLRY. Speaking of speculative cash flow, I can get in many heated discussions about this stock. If you want to play it with weekly options or something really aggressive, maybe I don't even know if I would do shares. Yeah, probably just a really aggressive options trade. I'll keep an eye on it. I could have made money over here, just didn't because I was too overly zealous. Won't make that mistake twice. Buy the pullback, nice little double bottom on TLRY. If you want to play it with options, that's how I would. And then Piedmont Lithium, great gap. Johnny Guarco, what a trade. I'm so proud of you, Johnny. One of the best trades I've ever seen in my life, if you guys would agree. And obviously it could have been a lot better, but can't ever sell at the exact perfect time always on anything. So Piedmont, I know Craig is in this one. He got really great entry down here, like $7 or $8. Terry crushed it 3 times. So good job, Terry. Piedmont, trend is bullish. Buy a pullback. Ironically enough, this looks like a strong gap. It is a retest gap, right? White candle gapping up. So shocking that it's retesting. And then we're starting to get a little bit of love. I have no clue if this thing is going to fade. I doubt it, though. With that much volume and this starting to make the news wires and the headlines and all that stuff, I think Piedmont could continue higher just based on the chart and having no knowledge of its fundamentals at all. That's pretty much it. That one's a pure chart play for me, but if you're in it, stay in it. It looks good. What do you guys want to look at tomorrow? AMD, definitely. You Work, Nordstrom, Baba, Progeny, Plug, RKT, Apple, Marriott, SCPL, Beyond the Meat, MGNI, Bed Bath & Beyond, Square, Pin, Zoom, Nuon, CMDR, Amazon, Google, DraftKings, TSCO, Silver, Maxar, and Gold. Can do, team. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you all tuning in. You are incredible. Hope you're having fun out there in the markets. Let's keep enjoying it. Let's keep enriching lives. And thank you for being a real life trader. I'll see you all later. And until next time, love life, and trade it. Bye.